So a few weeks ago, Adobe released updates to all of Lightroom surfaces, and I've already shared a video covering everything that was added and improved to Lightroom Desktop. In this video, I'm going to walk you through all of the improvements in Lightroom Mobile, and I'm going to be showcasing it using my iPhone 16 Pro Max because that really is one of my favorite ways to work with my photos when I'm on the go. Now, some of what's been added continues to bring more feature parity between Lightroom Desktop and mobile, and other things I'd classify as quality of life improvements that make using the app more convenient and intuitive. And it's stuff that I've been hoping we'd get for a while. In addition to that, this update brings a number of bug fixes and stability improvements, as well as support for some new cameras and lenses, which is always nice. Also, while most of what I'm going to show you is available for all versions of Lightroom Mobile, some of it is currently only available in Lightroom Mobile for iOS, which is also why I'm using my iPhone. Still, be sure to leave a comment with features that you're hoping to see in Lightroom Mobile because I know that the team pays attention to that. All right, let's dive in. All right, so here we are in Lightroom Mobile on my iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I used this image to illustrate this feature in my What's New in Lightroom Desktop video, and it worked well, so I'm going to use it here as well. And the improvement has to do with lens blur. So if I tap on lens blur over here, you'll see there is a new shape. So there's circle, bubble, 5-blade, ring, and oval. And oval is the new shape. It's kind of this anamorphic shape. So watch, I'm going to take the blur amount all the way to 100, and I'm going to zoom in over here. And so you can see that the bokeh, these kind of specular highlights, have the round circle shape. But when I tap on oval, you can see how they take on this new shape over here, which is really cool. Now, of course, you can dial back the blur amount to suit your taste, but I wanted to bring it to 100 just so that you can really visualize here. Of course, like I said, there's also circle, bubble, 5-blade, ring, and the new oval. Furthermore, if we tap out over here and go to the presets browser, you'll see here under the premium section, if you go to adaptive blur background, there are also some new adaptive presets over here. You can see that there is oval and oval swirl over here. So just something to have some fun with. Another new improvement is the ability to share directly to Instagram. So if you tap on the share button up here, you'll see there is this option right below export as, send to Instagram. If you tap on this, you'll get a dialog explaining what's going on and what you need to do to ensure that everything works properly. And then when you tap on continue, it'll open in Instagram and you'll be able to share it right away. Now, one of the nice features with this send to Instagram option is that if you are working in HDR, which is awesome, like that's kind of something that I've started doing with all of my photos, is edit in actual HDR and share it to Instagram because Instagram does support it. It's a whole thing. But if you do work in HDR and you send that HDR image to Instagram through Lightroom, we will select the best options to ensure that you get a good result in Instagram. All right, so for the rest of the features, I'm just going to work with this image here. So the first one brings us closer to feature parity, specifically with masking. So if I tap on masking over here and I tap on plus, you will see that we now have select background. And you'll see that there's a blue dot. This indicates that I haven't tapped on this yet, so I'm going to tap on it now. You'll get a little preview here of what this does. And then I'm going to tap on create. You can see now that the background is selected. So let's say I want to tap on the light tools and I'm going to open the exposure of the background a bit. And I'll go to color. I'll warm the background a bit, but I'm also going to desaturate it just a little bit. And so now I can quickly create background masks to make adjustments to everything other than the subject. Go ahead and tap on the check mark to commit that. And now let's move on to more of these quality of life improvements. Let's say I tap on auto over here really quickly. Let's drop that exposure. And I'm going to add an S curve because you know me and I love my S curves. Let's say I wanted to see the impact of the S curve on the image. Now I can do that by tapping and holding on the curve button here. You can see how tapping and holding it hides the effect, and you can see on the top it says curve hidden. This functionality also extends to grading and color mix. So if I go to color grading over here, and let's just say I make a few color grade changes. If I tap and hold on grading, that'll hide the grading edits. Same thing with color mix. Let's say I go to green here and I increase the saturation and decrease the luminance. tap on done. And then if I tap on color mix, that hides the edits under color mix. Now, this next improvement, this is something I absolutely love because anytime you can reduce the number of taps or clicks to get to a certain area, I'm a big fan of that. And in this case here, before, if you wanted to view the info and metadata of an image, you'd have to tap on the ellipsis on the top right and then tap on info and rating, and there you go. But now you'll see while you're in edit mode, there is an info button on the top left. So if I tap on this eye over here, it brings us straight to the info panel. And another cool improvement here while in the info view is if I tap and hold on the camera, for example, it'll copy that information to the clipboard. Same thing, for example, with the file name. So if you need that information, you can just tap on it and it'll copy to the clipboard where you can paste it anywhere else. Now, another improvement, this is something I am really excited about. It's currently on iPhone only, but you'll see there is a tab here for location. So if I tap on this, you'll see we now have metadata information about where the image was taken. So if your image does have geotagged metadata, you'll see information like the city, state, and country, as well as this map thumbnail. If you tap on the map, it'll bring you straight to that location using Apple Maps, which is awesome. And then finally, if we go back to an image here, let's say you want to access the settings. Again, this is one of those things that reduces taps. Before, if you want to get to the app settings, you'd have to tap on the ellipsis and then tap on app settings at the bottom here. Now, all you need to do is tap on the Lightroom app icon on the top left, and that'll bring you straight there. Now, these are just a few improvements to Lightroom Mobile, but there's actually so much to this app as well as to Lightroom Desktop and web. I've got an entire course that covers how all of those services work. So if you want to learn everything there is to know about Lightroom, please check it out. It's called Lightroom Everywhere. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Now, again, these improvements, these just make Lightroom more intuitive to use. And I don't want to overstate how much I love that we now have geotag metadata support. I love going to an image and seeing where it was taken. That's really helpful. And also with the 10.0 update that was released at Adobe Max in October, we added quick actions, which is a really awesome tool that you should check out. I've got this video that shows you how it works. Of course, if this video was helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. It really does help. And be sure to click on the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified of all future videos. Thanks a lot.